Hello, so we are going to do a video on retail arbitrage. I picked up some things from The Entertainer, these bits and bobs here, and I picked up some bits and bobs from Robert Dias. So let's get straight into this. There are a few things I ordered from The Entertainer, and I'm just going to show you how I decide if the product is worth making money on Amazon. As you can see, my lounge is full of products at the moment, so I can show you how I decide these things. So first of all, I ordered some things online from the Entertainer through online arbitrage. So let's go through exactly the same procedure I would. We will open up, what I do is I walk into the shop, open up Seller Amp. Now Seller Amp is vital for anybody who has or is an Amazon FBA seller. I think you can get BuyBot Pro as well, which is a similar version. It's December 2022 at the moment. This is absolutely vital for working out if products can make you money on Amazon. So down here we have a little scan function, and this is what you can do in the shop. Walking around any shop you want, you can scan things and it'll tell you if there's profit to be made. So as you can see here, there is a barcode. Sorry, I'm not the best at filming. It's not about production value, it's about showing you where there's money to be made. So we scan the barcode, you can see that's picked it up. And then we can see exactly what the product is. So we have Disney and Pixar toys, and you can see I've bought a few of them. So this one I wouldn't actually scan in the shop itself, I did this online, but I'm going to go through the same type of procedure that I would do to decide whether it's worth money or not. So a few different things on here. Try not to get bogged down on what they all mean, you will soon learn it. But essentially, green good, red not so good, like a traffic light system, and the alerts tell you certain things, like if it's a big box, as you can see it is a big box, something you need to be aware of when you're posting it. So size, oversized, small, and V is 4 different variations. There's 4 different types of this that's slightly different. You have to get the stickers and labels right, otherwise you'll be sending in the wrong product and get it returned to you. Eligible. Are you eligible to sell the product? Pretty simple. So when would that say no? That would say no if you are a new seller. There are certain things that allow you to sell certain things. There are certain algorithms and things you need to meet, targets you need to meet, stuff you will not be aware of as to whether you can sell it or not. Also, dangerous goods in there. You could have alerts, say DG, so if you're selling like perfumes or aerosols, then that'll be dangerous goods. And have you been approved for the dangerous goods program? Otherwise it's saying no, you can apply for it and you get approved, but are you eligible to sell it? If it doesn't say yes, there's no point. Now what it can say is no, and what you have to do is ungate it. So down here, if you just scroll through here, it would say eligibility, you can sell this product, and it would say no, and then you can press ungate. Ungate essentially means big name brands, I suppose, a bit like Disney. They don't always want you selling their products. So there are 2 ways round it, but the first and probably the only way I do it is to buy 10 of a product. If you buy 10 of a product, then you can send an invoice into Amazon saying, look, I bought 10 of this product, and they will approve you within a few days to sell their product. So that's what eligible means. BSR is bestseller rank. So the higher up you are, the more it sells on Amazon. That's the best way to put it, essentially. You can see it's a Disney, Pixar, it's Buzz Lightyear, it's well known to people, so it's going to be in the top 1%. If it's something more obscure, then it's not going to sell as much or not going to be as popular on Amazon, something to be aware of. Estimated sales a month, pretty obvious, 50 sales a month. You would take that into account if you are buying the product, how many times it sells a month. This max cost is essentially ROI, algorithmed, and you put your cost price in and sale price. It'll tell you how much you have to spend to make the ROI that you've set into the parameters. You can change these bits and bobs. You can go down here and you can change. You can put certain bits and bobs in, how you want to make certain profits, etc. Down here is the keeper graph. That essentially is a graph that tells you how a product's been selling over time, whether Amazon is selling it. Because if Amazon sell the product as well, you need to be aware of this. This is the orange box. If it's orange, Amazon also sell the product. If Amazon sell the product, then you are competing with Amazon to sell it. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something to be aware of. So, I bought this $24.99 online at the Entertainer. These are figures I can put in. Sale price £45. How have I worked out that I can buy it at $24.99? So essentially, this would be blank, and I'd be looking at $24.99. We would then go down to what you can see here, and that is how much it is selling for on Amazon currently: 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and all days. And if you look at all these, you can see the figures change as I press certain buttons. And then it's up to you to work out, is it a seasonal item? How well is it done over 30 days, 90 days, 180 days? Look at the graphs, spikes up and down. Again, it's something you will learn over time. So if we look now down to the amount of people who are selling the product, Amazon is a public forum, so you can see who else is selling the product. And you can see here, there are 12 people selling it, 3 FBA, 9 FBM. Now, what's the difference? Fulfilled by Amazon is, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon, as in you buy the products like I have here, you put them in a box and you send them off to Amazon. Then when you click buy now on Amazon, so if we Seller Amp also gives the option of going into Amazon and seeing the actual listing that is there for people to buy. So if you go on Amazon, this is what you're going to see. Now, sometimes there is a buy now button. On this instance, there isn't, so it's a bit of a bad example to show you. But you know the little buy now or add to basket box. So when that comes up, who is sending you the product? Now, this is something that might be complete news to you. So if you go down to the sellers, when you click buy now, any one of these 12 sellers will be sending you their product. So if it's listed for £40.16, it'll be him. If it's listed for £63.93, it'll be him. So what's the huge disparity in price, and what's that all about? Different people need different amounts to make money in their business. Amazon's algorithms won't necessarily pick you. Now, it's based on price, reviews, proximity to the buyer, loads of different things, and Amazon won't actually tell you all the reasons behind it. So you have to look at all these different things. There's a range from £40 to £70, a huge wide range. So I bought it for $24.99. I'm going to look at the last 90 days. That's what I like to do. And we move over to lowest FBA, £49.15. Down here, I should explain this before, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. FBM is fulfilled by merchant. So if you were to buy it on buy now on Amazon, I would take this box, I would send it to the post office, and I would post it to you. That's the only difference. Fulfilled by merchant means it comes from me personally. Fulfilled by Amazon means it comes through me, but I send it to Amazon first, then they post it to you. It comes with faster shipping, money back, and all that type of stuff. So there actually is a toggle here on Seller Amp that removes the FBM sellers. There you go. So basically, I'm not competing with the FBM sellers. I'm just not. You can be aware that they're there, but I'm not competing with them because I'm selling through Amazon. I have Prime, next day shipping, and all the other stuff that comes with Amazon. I'm not competing with these, and Amazon will naturally give me the ability to sell it over the other people. So you have 3 FBA sellers. SFP is seller fulfilled Prime, and FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. So I'm competing with 3 other sellers. So that's good. You're not competing with so many. How many's in stock? 12, 20, 26. How many do they sell a month? 50 a month. So there's only 2 weeks worth of stock by FBA sellers in. So that's a good opportunity for you to get in there and sell your product because there's only 2 weeks worth of stock. Also, Seller Amp gives you, you can see here, estimated time to sale, 6 days, something you need to be aware of. So, eligible to sell, happy days, good BSR, good estimated sales. Right, can I make profit on it? This is where I go down to the sellers. £45, 46 and 55. So an average of in there, say 50 quid, an average of what people are selling for at the moment. Remember, prices go up and down. Lowest FBA, £49. You can see the average is £49, minimum 42, maximum 67. So the average is £49 over the last 90 days. The last 880 days, 51. Currently, 45. So I look at what people are selling these for. 45, 46, 55. I'm going to go in the middle, and I'm going to go with 49.99. That's what I think it would sell it for. So we're now making £9 profit, bought for £24.99, selling for £49.99. That's obviously a £25 markup. So why am I only making £9 profit? This is where the app of Seller Amp again will show you profit, cost, fees. Amazon charge you fees. 1, to sell on their platform, and 2, the cost that it costs them to pick it up from your house, the parcel, their packers to take it off the shelf, and for them to post it to the buyer. Cost fees, so you have to take that into consideration. And then you've got ROI, which is return on investment. How much percentage have you made? 36% is good. I would say for any brand new seller, you need to be hitting over 25%. You want to make profit. There's going to be returns. Amazon are going to lose parcels. It's the way it works. You need to have this profit. I'm at now 33%. If it's not 33%, I don't want it. So as you can see, if I put the price down, say I was going to sell it for, I don't know, if I looked at the figures and it was selling for £39, £39.99. Yeah, I'm making profit 91p. But it's only 3% ROI. It's just not worth it. So I would bin that off. So that's this one product. So I bought 7 of them. I actually picked them up from the Entertainer. So you have to build that into your costs as well. Obviously picking them up and fuel and all the rest of it. So that is that one product and how I use Seller Amp to work out the profit on it. Now, while I was in the Entertainer picking these up, this is where I came across other bits and bobs. Literally walked around the shop and got my phone out and was scanning items to see if there was profit to be made. So let's go through how my thought process works. So this was on the shelf. This was on the shelf in Entertainer. I scanned multiple things, as you can see through my history in Seller Amp. You can see I scanned lots of different things, and there is that one. I scanned loads of different ones while I was in the Entertainer. Some of them profitable, some of them weren't. So this is exactly what I did. I went to scan the barcode. I need a phone with a good camera here, otherwise it's pointless. And it brings up the details. So, eligible, yes. If it's not yes, you need to think about that straight away. Are you gated? Is there a reason you can't sell it? Try and manually ungate like I showed you earlier. If you can't, forget it, move on to the next product. BSR is not great, so it's not a high selling product. You see it's in the red there. Only sells at 5 a month, but the cost price is 10. So that's what was on the shelf, £10. So I need to work out basically, is there a way of me making money off this product? So I go down and there's only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 in stock, 5 a month. So it's like 6 weeks stock. So I could buy a couple and stick them on the shelves, and they should sell in time. So I've got to look at the prices that they're selling for. They're all $21.99 there and one at $29.99. It's good when Amazon sellers get the same price, because if you're all just trying to beat each other for price, you're all going to lose money. And especially as you can get robots to put your prices up and down. You install apps and it puts your price up by 1p, 2p, just to try and win that buy box, so you get to be the person who sells on Amazon. Unfortunately, that can mean the prices can go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until you're selling 15 quid and actually losing money. So, are there people all on the same wavelength here? 3 people, $21.99, 1 at $29.99. Let's have just a quick nose at the FBM as well. Not a huge amount of FBMs, but anywhere between £19.40. And if I've put that figure in there at £10, at £10, even at the lowest it would sell for, I'd make £2.21, 22%. Not the end of the world, but I wouldn't be selling that low. That's an FBM seller as well. We can ignore them. So $21.99, $29.99. So the lowest is $21.99. So we put in $21.99. What figures am I making? £4 profit, 43% ROI. That's phenomenal. If we then look at the historic sales of the item, what it's selling for currently, which is in this bit here. So the last 90 days, average 23.73. Okay, 30 days, 24.92. All time 26.26. Seems to come down in price over the time. 26, 23, 24. But the price of products has gone up dramatically. So with the average sales, 90 is always a good one, 23.73, which is smack bang in the middle of what people are selling them for. I would probably put that in at 25.99. That's what I'd probably put it in. That's what I am going to put it in as, and that's what I'd put in the store. So £10, 25.99, £8 profit, 75% ROI. Right, I'm buying a few of those. So, yep, bought a few of those. As you can see, there's a few. So that was one that was profitable, and here is another one. Let's go through the same procedure again, but this time we'll do it quick time. How would I work this in the shop? Right, this is exactly how I do it in the shop. Scan. Right, what are we looking at? This is what I'd look at straight away. Straight away I can see BSR is good. Sales 25 a month, that's good. Eligible, yes. We're paying £10. Right, let's scroll down. I do this very, very quickly. Have a quick look at the graphs. It's kind of stable. Amazon is selling, but then goes out of stock, so you can also sell your stock. That's good. Let's have a quick look at all the sellers. $13.99, I'd lose money, so forget that. Anywhere between $23 and $24.99. So what's kind of I go for the middle. So let's say 24 quid. That's what we're looking at. 24 quid, roughly. I put 24 quid in there. £5 profit, 53% ROI. Happy days, that'd be good. Let's look at the last 30 days. Sold at, for me, 23 quid. Last 90 days, again, 23 quid. So even if we just match that and put it down to 23 quid, we still got £4.55 profit, 45% ROI. So how much would I have to drop to be kind of non-profitable? 20 quid, really. 20 quid, but anyone selling it at 20 quid? Nope. And the last 90 days were 23 quid. So, yeah, I am going to send that into Amazon at 23.99. So, yeah, I bought a few of them. So, online, and then I picked up a few Funko Verses, 10 of them in total, making on average, I don't know, £5 profit. So that cost me 100 quid and should return 150. So £50 profit, 50% ROI. That's a good product. Right. Also, I then walked across the room and went across the road and went into Robert Dias, and I bought a few bits and bobs. So again, was scanning things like a madman, and I'll just show you again how I scan things and how I came up with the idea I'm going to buy them. Right, let's get straight into it. So I came across these on the shelf. Get the barcode out. Try and do this one-handed. Naturally, I would have two hands in the shop. And we scan it. Well, it's a bit dark where that is. You need kind of decent light to scan it. So, cost price $12.29. BSR unknown. Estimated sales unknown. You can find this out on an app called Jungle Scout, and you can, but I just didn't bother. You can do, sometimes you get a feel for it. So I bought it $12.29. Sale price, this sort of naturally will come up by itself based on an average of what it's selling for at the moment. So that's why I ignored the BSR and the estimated sales, because if I'm pulling in 137% profit, then I don't really care too much how many it sells, because that's huge. We then look down at the amount of people who, look at this. Nobody is selling at Amazon Prime. No one. And there's only two sellers. 20 in stock, 2 in stock, and they're $39.90 and $39.95. Those two are working together. They'll get a share of the buy box because they're within 2% of each other. So could I match the lowest seller at $39.90, and automatically I would take the buy box because they prefer FBA or FBM. I'm not competing with anybody, so I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what? That's good. I can get in there and sell that. So $39.90, and that's what's there, $39.90. So £16 profit, £137 ROI. Yeah, I'm buying a few of them. These figures I can find out later on if I needed to. Private PL means private label. And what it says is this product has a few historic sellers, which is a sign it could be private label. This is where someone like makes their own product and gets it shipped in from China, and you're trying to buy their product and selling it. But you can see by the brand of the product, it's certainly not a private label product. Excuse my feet. It's not a private label product. It just says it could be private label because there's only 1 or 2 people selling it. We can ignore that because they're both FBM. They're different companies, Olive Tree Limited and Bright Origins, and nothing to do with the product themselves, which means it's not private label, so we can ignore that. So yeah, bought a few of them. As you can see, it's quite I took them every single one off the shelf. So then I kept on scanning, and I came across this. So I didn't keep scanning. Yeah, I did. I kept scanning stuff, and I came across this. Obviously, I'm scanning lots of different things, but these are the ones I just found out could possibly make me money. Let's scan that. Doesn't want to work. Right, let's go into the history, because I did scan it in the shop. And let's find it. Probably easier. This is a good thing as well at Seller Amp. You can go back through what you scanned, what you put in. It kind of naturally saves it. There it is. So, again, BSR unknown, estimated sales unknown, so you've got to take that into account. You could find it out there and then if you wanted to. Reviews, not amazing, so is it going to be sent back, which eats your profit? You've got to think about it. Private label, okay, think about it. Cost price $29.99, that's what it was on the shelf. Automatically that's filled in $79.99, that sells for on Amazon, really? So then we look down at the sellers, there you go. Someone's selling them at $79.99, let's go to the FBM sellers. No FBM sellers. There's only 2 in stock. So even if it only sold 1 a month, there's only 2 of them in stock. So I think that would sell. So let's look at the current buy box price, $79.99. It's selling for last 90 days, $79.99. So I would go in and sell it exactly the same price as this seller. And you can see it's not the same brand as the item. So therefore it's not private label. So $29.99, nearly 100% profit on that. Yeah, it might take a month or 2 to sell, but if you buy it for $29.99 and someone just gave you $28.88 for doing it, yeah, I'll take that. Happy days. So there was only 1 of these in stock, so I bought that. And what else did we buy? This was my last item, which were so let's barcode it. Where's the barcode? I would have found it in the shop. So in the shop, this is what I would have done. Scan the item. What are we looking at? Instantly. Again, BSR, not great. So the profit would need to be high or something like that. Estimated sales, again, unknown, but I could find that out if I really wanted to. But in the shop, probably not possible. Alerts, private label. So other people selling this the same as the company makes it. The old railway line garden. Nope. And more importantly, there's no Prime people selling it. No one on Prime. And there's only 2 in stock from 1 seller. So it doesn't really matter how many estimated sales there are, because you will get around to selling it. They're selling theirs at $99.94. Let's look at the historic data. 30 days, $99.94. 90 days, $99.94. $97.96. We can look at the graphs as well if we need to. I'll do another video on these, explaining all these graphs and what they all mean. But yeah, 94 to 98 roughly. I would copy him, 99.94. So I'll put it in 99.94. Profit £42.95, £143 ROI. Buy it for £29.99. Sells for £99.94, and you're making 42 quid. You spent 30 quid and you get £40 back profit. Not great seller. It's not a great seller, but with that amount of profit and ROI, then I'll definitely take it on. There was only 2 of them on the shelf, so I took 2 of them. So yeah, that's just an insight into, or hang on, there's one more. I bought an insight into how I scan things on the shelves. As you can see, there are certain things that I haven't shown. I did scan this one, I did scan this one, I scanned this one. So let's just show you why I didn't choose certain things. I haven't put the cost price in there, so we can't really. So it's one I didn't choose. There you go. So I scan this in the shop. Why is the cost price not there? So usually it saves the cost price. Cost price isn't there. But there are certain reasons why I didn't buy certain products. So let's look at the last product that I found on the shelf in Robert Dias. And hopefully this should give you an idea of just, I'm not saying it's the perfect way to do things, it's just the way I do things. Need some more light on this. It's going into the shadow. Right, let's see if I can just find it in my history. Because in the shop I would have found the right light in, and as you can see, there were loads of things I scanned. There we go. Cost price unknown. Right, let me find the receipt. So here's both the receipts which prove even what I paid for it. As you can see, the lanterns that selling for 100 quid, 29.99. They were selling for 40 quid, 12.99. And you can see all the Funko games were 10 quid each and £3 for a bag. Outrageous! So they're all £10 each. So the Motorola dash cam, there you go, was 19.99. So in the shop, I would just punch this in, 19.99. The app's already telling me that apparently it's selling for 75 quid. So instantly my eyes light up. £40 profit, 200% ROI. Eligible, yes, happy days. IP, which is, Motorola is known to have IP issues. Basically, a company can say to Amazon, this is my product, and I can prove it, and these people don't have the right to buy it and then sell it on. And sometimes they'll then chuck your stock out and say you can't sell it anymore. But for one item, just one item, I'd take the risk. And it might not even be true, because again, it might not be true. Different variations. So then we look down to who's selling it. Let's look at everyone who's selling it. The only people who are selling it is one FBA seller, which obviously is not Motorola, View123, which means it's not really going to have IP issues if there's already someone else selling it. So you can ignore that. Possible, but ignore it, especially just for one item. And they're selling it at 75 quid. So you would just match that. You can go 2% higher. So you could go 75, 76. I just match them, 75 quid. Paying 20 quid, £40 profit, 200% ROI. I don't need to get in a war with this, matey. I don't need to. Match it, same price, happy days. Let's look at last 30 days. It's sold for 64.80. 90 days, £60. So even if this sold for, let's say 50, or let's say 40, or let's say even 35, that's where we're round about. Okay, so even if it sold for 38 quid, still making £7 profit and 37% ROI, even if it only sold for 38 quid, which is half the price of what it's being sold for. So you've got room to maneuver, and if you need to drop your price all the way down to 38 quid, which very, very unlikely, and my robot would only allow me to go down to like 70 before I started reanalyzing it myself. So I will be sending that into Amazon at 75 quid. That's what they sell for at the moment. Bought it at 19.99, £40 profit, 200% ROI. So I gave over one £20 note and I get 3 back. There was only one of them on the shelf. Otherwise, I'd have taken all of them. So that's just an idea of how my brain works when I go into the shops. I went in just to pick these up from the entertainer. Ended up finding all these products that are profitable as well. There was loads that weren't, so I didn't buy them. Went next door into Robert Dias and bought. That's 200% ROI. That's 100% ROI. These are decent little sellers, and these are good products as well. Also, you've got to think about things like how likely are they going to be to sent back. Electronics is a good thing. It's not what I wanted. It's like electronics, but the ROI, it's worth it. If you had slim margins on the ROI and the profit, you wouldn't be sending stuff that has the potential to be sent back, or slow sellers, which are these two types of things. Which is I only got one, and these two might be slow sellers. And there's a potential people could break them, damage them, send them back. They could be broken when they get to the customer. All these things you have to take into consideration when you think about your profit, because it's not just it's a business on Amazon. So yeah, I think from this £103, £3 for the bag, I should get 150 back. Over, I'd say, by the end of January, that should be all sold and in my bank account. So £100 spent, £50 profit on that one. This one was 220 quid spent, but these are selling 100 quid each, 100 quid each. That's 100 quid, that's 100 quid, I think they were, I can't remember the exact cost. But this might take, say, 2 months to sell, but that 220 should probably turn into 500 quid. So I should double my money on that one. So £50 profit there and £200 profit there. £250 profit, I'm thinking, certainly by the end of February. Yeah, you go. You might say, well, it's taking a long time to sell. But if you're in the shops daily, or you're, as you can see by my living room, online daily, buying stuff online, buying stuff in the stores and constantly sending it into Amazon, it's not going to matter that takes 6 weeks to sell, unless of course it's seasonal, or unless the listing gets full up with other people selling it as well, or the product has expiry date on it because foods, perfumes, but also because it might not be popular anymore. But lanterns, people are going to buy. Dash cams, people are going to buy. This, a little bit more obscure, but people buy them. So all this will be sold out my Amazon account by the end of February. Almost 100% all of it, which is 250 quid profit. Yeah, it might take 8 weeks to get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to be sending this stuff in. I'm going to be sending this stuff in. So the profit just rolls in and rolls in and rolls in on a continual basis if you keep sending the products in constantly. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Just kind of how I source things in retail arbitrage. And those were online arbitrage. Online arbitrage from the entertainer, went into the store to pick them up. Bought more stuff online, retail arbitrage, went next door to Robert Dias and bought these things as well. Seller Amp, just giving you an idea of how it works and how it is essential to Amazon FBA sellers. Buybot Pro is another one, similar, but I don't use it, so I can't possibly comment on it. Seller Amp is vital, but also is Keeper, which shows you all the graphs. So you can go to, it shows you the graphs of everything. You can literally go onto Amazon and just find a random product. Just showing this at the end of my video. I don't really use Keeper on my phone. I use it on my laptop. But as you can see, just by looking at Seller Amp, you don't really necessarily need Keeper. But Keeper is essentially, you do need Keeper. But it's these graphs here. These graphs here, when did it sell, for what price, and who's selling it, FBA, FBM, Amazon, and you can learn to read these. But looking through just the information alone here, and you have the graphs kind of built in, your eyes can look over, you can see here the prices change of what price it was selling for and when, and you can build that into your thought process of if you're going to buy it, how many people are selling it. 3, rating. If it hasn't got a good rating, it's not going to sell, or it could be sent back. This one didn't have a great rating, so possibility it could be sent back for a refund, which takes away your profit. And you can see FBA £69, FBM £26, and the buy box is £26. You can look at all these statistics. It might be a lot to take in at first, but a bit like the dashboard on your car. You know there's loads and loads and loads of different lights, but do you need to know all of them to drive? No, you don't. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully there's a bit of insight that you can take into your Amazon FBA journey. Thanks for watching.